I want to coach you on how to bust through a content block. If you're feeling like you are just like, I don't know what to post, I don't know what to say, and you are a coach using social media, using Instagram to grow her brand, to gain visibility, to convert an audience, and you're feeling like you're blocked by content, I'm about to coach you through how to bust out of that content block. I'm really excited to coach you on this because your content determines your income. Truly. Your content is the number one thing that determines how much you make. It will determine how fast someone wants to get into your world and buy from you. It will determine who is in your audience. It will determine how fast people dive in at any price point, whether that's low, mid, high ticket. It will determine how successful your launches are. Your content is the number one sales impact across the board. It's not your emails. It's not your website, your sales pages. It has nothing to do with anything other than your content. The second thing to that would be how good you are of a coach and how much you get people results. But separate from that, your content is so important. So I'm excited to coach you on this because if you're feeling blocked in your content, it's no wonder you're not where you want to be yet. Honestly, I see this all the time in my work. Women come into my world and they're coming into my world because I've clearly become this content coach. And they come into my world because they feel like they have no idea what to say. They have no idea what to create. They have no idea what to post, and they need help with that. So I see this all the time. And if you have ever sat down to create content because you know that that is the core of your brand, that's what you need to do. It's like this huge income producing activity. And you've thought to yourself, like, I feel stuck. I have so much I want to share, but I have no idea how to get it onto the screen, how it should look, what I should say. It starts to feel impossible to you and you can't get out of your head. You just can't get out of your own way. And then your income is matching that same vibe. Your income isn't growing. And you're like, I need more. I need to make more money. And then you take out your lack of success on your content and you start to feel like my content is broken. I need to maybe learn a new strategy. I need to shift some things around with how I post because I'm not making as much money as I feel like I should be, or as I'm watching other people make money in this industry where they just post content and all of a sudden it's like they're making a crazy ton of money. Okay, first, I was scrolling through some of my old content last night and from years ago, I was looking at some of my old content because I'm creating these trainings for Made You Look, which is a program that I'm running right now with incredible women in this program. And I'm using some examples from my old content. So I was looking at some of my old content from years ago and I was literally like, oh my gosh, literally cringing so hard at what I've posted in the past. And I'm looking at these posts where I'm trying so hard to sound inspirational. I'm trying so hard to position myself as an authority and buy from me. I have the answers. And I'm literally like, Chandler, what are you doing? And I'm watching myself in this old content, oh my God, this is so cringy because I was trying to appear wise versus just sharing what I actually knew to be true at that moment or in that time or in that era, in that chapter of life. And it hit me when I was looking at this old content that this is exactly why so many brilliant women, brilliant coaches feel blocked when it comes to content creation. This is exactly it. And so here's what I want you to think about when you are watching this training and you're like, yeah, I feel very blocked in my content. I have no idea what to create. I want to be good at creating content. I don't know what to do about it. I want you to ask yourself, how easy is it for you to coach your clients? Whether you have group programs, you have one-on-ones, maybe you have a membership or a mastermind, how easy is it for you to deliver your wisdom and your knowledge, create plans for them, come in and audit them on where they're at? Whether you're doing that for a one-on-one or you have a group session, you probably love coaching. You love it. I hope you do. If this is your job, if this is what you signed up to do, you're an entrepreneur, I hope you love it, but you probably really love it. Like, you show up. I know that when I have people in my world, like, and I get the opportunity to coach them, I'm showing up and I'm eating it up. Like, I live for those moments. I love it so much. The wisdom just flows out of me. And I have this like outpouring of advice and knowledge in my respected topic, in my niche, and it feels effortless. Like, it just flows out of me. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Your clients who have paid you, the people who are in your world, the people who have signed up with you and they've committed, they're like, yes, I'm in. I want what you have. I want to learn from you. I want to know your process. I want to have proximity to you, like whatever. They've paid you. They're invested in you. They're eager to learn from you. And you know that they're eating it up. So you keep giving to them. You keep giving. You keep providing. You keep delivering. And your ability to serve them continues to elevate. It continues to enhance because you notice like they're nodding their head. They're taking notes. They show up to calls. They drop their aha moments. They share their celebrations with you. Like, they're present in your chats, whatever you have going on. Every single time that I start working with a new client, a new woman comes into my world, I see this massive disconnect. They're coming to me because they want help on content. So this is not a problem. This is quite literally what I coach on. But they come to me and I see this massive disconnect where they tell me about their work. They tell me about their clients, the transformations that they get their people, the wins that people tell them that they have because they've been coached by them. And they're quite literally magical women that I'm coaching. They're coming into my world. I know that they're making this crazy impact on their people. And then I go to look at their content and I'm like, where is the magic? Where is that brilliant coach that just told me all these wins that she gets her people? Like, where is the emotion, the energy? Where's the excitement, the personality? Like, where's the standout coaching that she just told me that she gets her people behind the scenes? And here's what's happening. When you go to create content, you're no longer with these eager minds that have paid you to learn from you. They're already bought in. You're no longer with those people. You're now showcasing yourself to the world. And it feels very raw. It feels violating, almost like a little vulnerable, and you question everything about yourself. Like, you're on stage and you're no longer with people who are like, yes, I like what you have. Teach me everything that you know. Now you're exposing yourself to a broader audience, and the content creation process at that point gets completely disrupted. Because you know that your content is now going to face a world of intellectuals, super opinionated people, maybe people who are not like ready to go along with everything that you do and everything that you say. Maybe they don't agree with your ways. So what do? You superimpose their criticism before you even post it. You haven't even put it out there yet, and you're already questioning your capabilities. You think to yourself, I should have bigger wins. Like, I should be able to show that I'm either making X amount of money, I've lost X amount of pounds, I have the guy, like whatever your niche is. You think to yourself, my wins aren't big enough for people to believe me, that I can actually get them the results that they want. And that is the best way to absolutely kill your inspiration and your creativity. You get in your head, you get out of your heart, you get into your head because you can't trust people in your audience to like your content. But here's the truth. The people in your audience, they aren't even in the vicinity to you of understanding what you're posting yet. They don't understand it yet. They're not your paying clients yet, who do understand what you're saying and they want to soak up more of your wisdom. So of course you feel blocked. You feel this content block because you're trying to create for people who don't even know that they need what you're offering yet. So instead of creating from that place of wisdom and truth that serves your people behind the scenes, that same energy, and it does it beautifully, you go into this mode of like, I need to say something to make a sale. I need to say the right thing. I need to do this the right way. So let's talk about what to do when you get that content block, because that is what it feels like. That is what's going on here, is you immediately tense up about creating. Like you immediately feel like, ugh, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. Like you go nuts and you want to do it. You want to be this really good content creator. You want to have really strong marketing, but you don't feel like doing it. Not in a way of like, I just don't feel like doing it. It's like, I'm saying you don't feel it when you're creating it. There's no spark in you. So then you have to lean on your discipline. You know, creating content and posting is part of the game. So you lean on your discipline and you crank out some content, check the box, I did it. You enter this vicious cycle of like, I'm creating content, I'm super consistent, like I'm doing all the things. Why am I not getting new clients? Why aren't people like automatically signing up for my masterclass? It's freaking free. Like what the heck? I can't get people in. And so you continue down this rabbit hole of like, I'm going to force myself to create content because I know that that's what my business needs. So I'm forcing myself, yet I'm really dissatisfied with where I'm at. And here's what I want you to understand. You have to view yourself when you're creating content as an actual creator. A creator and a coach. That is what you are. You have to remove all of this. I need to say the right thing. I need to follow this process. I need to be in this blueprint. I need to sell. I need to invite. I need blah, 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 blah. Become a creator. And creators are not just influencers. First of all, let me put that out there. Like creators are not just influencers. We are women of influence. That's what we're doing here. We have a business. We are CEOs. We're doing it big. We are making impact. We're creating waves. And that's what creators are. You create behind the scenes all day long. You're creating curriculum. You're creating new ways of coaching people. But when it comes to creating content, you think of it differently. So creators aren't just creating like these visually captivating pieces of content. That's not just what we do. We also create rich messaging, rich lessons. We have deep storytelling. We have evolved and we can talk about that evolution like the back of our hand. It comes naturally to us. Like that's what we do in our jobs is we evolve and we share about it and we teach it, period. That's all we do. So that's what your content is. Highly converting content comes from your soul, comes from your heart. Motivation to create content is what you do when you're outside of creativity. When you're trying to force yourself into creativity, you are leaning on your motivation, your discipline, etc. Inspiration. I have this one mentor who says this all the time, and I love that she says this, but she says, inspiration is your responsibility. Like it is your responsibility to stay inspired. And that's not by going and consuming all these different trainings. It's like, what are you doing to stretch yourself to your edge, to get better as a woman, and then putting that into your content? You're literally entering a vortex of creation, loving what you get to share. All that you have become, all that you want to be, all the answers to everything within your wins, like who you want to become and who you want to be, is alive within your true creativity. When you get into like the creative zone. But if you keep trying to force it, you literally deactivate the very thing that would naturally inspire you to move into creation. I want you to feel like you're yearning to share things. You're yearning to create content. You are not just checking it off your to-do list. You're yearning to do it. So I need to be like a sarcastic jerk for a minute. Like I need to go there. I just need to like be not mean. And I typically am not like a super sarcastic person, but I was sitting here thinking about this training today. Like I want to train people on a content block because it's so present all the time. People come into my world and they are like, I have a content block. So if I'm being a sarcastic jerk, I would say you have a content block, ... about sharing what you're so passionate about helping others with. You're blocked on that. Like you're blocked on sharing what you are. Hi, Amani. You're blocked on sharing what you are so lit up to make impact in this world with. That's wild to me. Like, you need motivation to talk about the one thing that could literally change people's lives. You need motivation to do that. And you need motivation to create content, which is the one thing that could create massive abundance for you. Like, really, think about it. You're blocked about sharing the one thing you are most qualified to talk about. You're trying to shove your magic into frameworks. That's what's really taking place here. Getting through your content block is not about finding like the right sentence to plug in the perfect words, the perfect copy, or finding the perfect hook, or like how can I do the right call to action here? What I really want to say is, if you would just chill out for a minute, like just chill with your content creation, like just let it flow, take a deep breath, stop trying so hard to force all of the creativity, and let the creativity pull you in. The moment that I stopped trying to like force content creation, and I stopped thinking to myself, like, I need to sell, like I need to, what can I say to get people intrigued? And the moment that I took a step back and I thought, what am I so lit up about in my world right now? Like, what am I excited to talk about? What am I excited to coach people on? And I told stories around that. My world became so different. Like, I have been literally just making money in my sleep. Like, it's the craziest thing. Making money is the consequence of me tapping into my creativity. What a beautiful gift. But when I say, been chilling way too hard. So when I say chill, I mean quiet your mind, basically. I don't mean sit back and be passive. I mean quiet your mind and be super deliberate with what creation actually looks like. Like, stop trying so hard to swim upstream. Studies literally show, by the way, that we are 60% more creative when we are outside on a walk. So if you are sitting behind your desk, or you're like, I'm just gonna go sit on the couch, I'm gonna scroll for 30 minutes, save what I like I'm gonna save it to a folder and I'll recreate that later. If that's you, there's no wonder why you're totally zapping yourself out of your creativity. Go for a walk, get outside. Just pop in some music and get into the zone. Like, literally, I will go on a hot girl walk and pretend like I'm in a music video, and you wouldn't believe the amount of ideas I get for my content. Like, I'm just like flowing. Listen to what's really taking place inside of your heart and inside of your soul. Or worse, you can sit behind a desk, you can save content for inspo, you can scroll for inspo, and then you can wonder why you feel empty when it comes time to post. Creating content should be your number one priority in your business. So when you do get into that creative flow, which all of us are creative in our own right, you might sometimes feel like, I'm afraid to lose it. Or maybe you've had like a moment of posting in the past where you're like, dude, I was really good at creating content back then. I don't know what happened. Like, I lost it. And you're like, take me back to that place. Like, how do I get back there? Here's what I really want you to shift. I want you to stop thinking about your content as good or bad. Content is neither good nor bad. And it's definitely not good or bad based off of your likes, your views, your comments, your followers. Like, that is not what determines good content. You need to think about content from a place of what do I want to share today? What do I want to coach people on? What's so profound happening right now in my world? Like, what can I romanticize, revel in? Can I appreciate this moment of creating this piece of content? And you tap into that vibe of your creativity. You tap into that vibe and you amplify it. Double down on it. And you'll never come out of it once you know how to tap into it. It'll pull you in, it'll invite you in, and then you just stay locked in. And like I said, everybody is creative. Like, I also have a lot of women that come to me and they're like, I'm just not that creative. And to me, I'm like, content is art, but it doesn't have to be artsy. There's a difference. Like, if you go to my page, like, my page looks pretty artsy. Like, I'm very girly. I have a brand. I have a vibe. Your content doesn't have to look like that. You are creative though, and being creative is your birthright. And when you appreciate your own creativity versus trying to always say, like, I'm not creative, like, I'm boring, like, blah, like, that's just me, I'm professional. Blah. That's not you appreciating your creativity. When you appreciate your creativity, it keeps calling you in. It keeps rolling. It keeps flowing. It keeps oozing. You won't need motivation. You won't need strategy. You're locked in. You're ready to post all day long. Next time that you go to sit down and create content, and hopefully you maybe create something after you listen to this training, hopefully you're inspired a little bit. Instead of immediately thinking to yourself and letting yourself go to, sorry, I just got distracted. I want to feel that locked into content. I lock into life. I know I need to do that with my content. Yes. That is so true. I think it's way easier too if you're like a woman who's like, I'm locked into life. Dude, your content, it's just like turn some switches on, your content is about to explode. Like that's what I love the most is like when I call in women who are like fierce, they're highly ambitious. And it's like the moment you learn how to like turn that into content, flows out like freaking hose of water. I don't know, like really weird analogy, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so back to what I was saying is next time that you go to sit down and post and you think to yourself, like, this feels hard, like this feels like I'm trying to force it, instead of labeling it as a content block or labeling it as tough or hard or like, I don't know what to post, I want you to actually acknowledge what's really happening. And this is usually the case. Sometimes it's something different, but usually the case of what's really happening, what you're really feeling is you think to yourself, people aren't going to like what I create. That is what's actually happening. You're literally having this thought of people won't like this. And you then revert back to creating from a place that is not your truth. Creating from a place of not being vulnerable, not being real, not being raw, not telling stories. And that's the thing is like, it doesn't really matter if people like it. So when you acknowledge that that is the feeling and you remind yourself over and over again, I'm actually not creating content for everybody. That's a crazy thought. I'm not creating content for everybody. I create content based on what I know. I create content based on what I know. I feel inspiration flow through me. It's effortless. I'm really good at what I do. Like you just said, I'm locked into life. Those who need me right now will love what I post. And there are plenty of people who need me. Plenty. The limit does not exist. Like there's a crazy amount of people in this world. They need you. Your content, your work, your mission is truly magnificent. It really is. But it does not appeal to everyone. And that's okay. That's actually good. You don't need it to appeal to everyone. Your content will bring people to you when you do it from this soul-led, truthful place, but you have to be a vibrational match. You have to be a vibrational match to your content and to your people first. It's not about whether or not people will engage with your content. Like I cannot state that enough. That doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like I know people who are making $1 million months and have like less than 10,000 followers. They hardly get any likes on their content, but their content speaks to the right person because they are so aligned in their mission. Like they're dripping in their truth. It's all about you being in alignment with who you are and what you do and then broadcasting it. So here's your homework. Next time you feel like you have a content block or you don't know what to post or you're questioning everything, you doubt yourself, I want you to ask yourself, am I trying to force this or am I allowing my creativity to call me in? And what do I want to say? What do I want to share? If someone were standing in front of me right now that needed my help, what would I coach them on? What would I tell them? What story would I tell? How would I make this make sense? So I have this little thing that I created to help get you started. And I honestly created this because a lot of my work is mid and high ticket. Nonetheless, I wanted to create something that would give you a taste for my work and my world and how I create content and just like this simple little shift. And so I created this experience called soul-led sales-fed content. And what it is a document. I actually have a little, I think it's like 13-minute voice audio drop in there to help you comprehend what I mean by soul-led content. And then I give you a framework to follow to create a story sequence. So if you have like this offer and you're like, I don't know what to put in my stories without being like super salesy, like I want this to feel like I'm inviting people in, but I'm not sounding like I'm desperate. I picked a story sequence straight from my own work. I even tracked like one of my story sequences that got 10 plus people in one day. And I chose that story sequence. And I put that in there. There's visuals of it. I downloaded all the visuals from my story archives and I described why it was so potent, why it was so powerful, and how you can apply it to your offer, regardless of your niche. So that is one piece of this little opportunity. The next piece is a carousel for you to create. And this carousel is one of my favorite carousels that I've ever created for my own feed. And it basically describes like your work beyond the transformation, like beyond like what you're doing surface level and how to put that into words. And the reason that that matters is because we can sit here all day and we can talk about the results that we've gained from the work that we walk people through. We can talk about how we have the best body, or we've attracted all this abundance. We are now rich. Whatever your niche is, you can talk about that all day. But if you don't go beyond the surface, you are going to like get bored of your own work. You're going to feel like, what am I even doing here? So this challenges you to go deeper into the mission. And this is just the surface level. Like this is just the surface level. And then you put that into a carousel. All right. The third piece to this is I then take you through creating a reel, which again, I love creating content. Obviously, it's like my jam, but this reel is going to help you. I can guarantee that 99% of you are creating content like everybody else, just super unintentional, probably focusing really heavy on the messaging and letting go of the visual. This is going to help you combine both. So this is going to allow you to tap into a reel that represents your energies from many different angles and attracts people in by captivating them. Like it is very captivating. So I created this thing for you guys, and if you want it, it's literally $11, and it is called Soul-Led Sales-Fed Content. It will walk you through this 3-part process, 3 really juicy pieces of content, give you a taste for my work, and you can just have fun with it. It's something that you can repeat into your strategy time and time again. It should not be $11, but I was like, I just want to create this fun, quick little hit for you guys. You can either comment, if you're watching the replay, you can comment the word soulful, and I will send you the link to getting this resource, or you can DM me the word soulful if you're watching live, and I will send you the link to the resource for $11. Okay. Hopefully you're feeling like you know how to tap out of this content block at this point in time. And I just want you to know that I love you guys. I see you. Creating content should be fun. It shouldn't feel like this thing that you're always having to like push uphill or like trying to force or like trying to crack the code and figure it out. It should feel fun. It should feel light. It should be the center of your business. Like that's another thing is like oftentimes I find a lot of women come to me and they leave content creation for the last thing in their day. It's like the last thing they do. And that to me is like trying to, like if your goal is to run 5 miles in your day and you leave 5 miles to do after dinner, like, come on, like you're not going to have the best 5-mile run. I don't run personally, but you know what I mean? You get the analogy. It's like creating content is truly like going to the gym, and it's all about getting your reps in. Like you are not going to go to the gym and all of a sudden you have the best perky glutes. It's going to take time. And that's where most people give up, is like they've put in a couple reps, they don't have the results, it's not the final product, they give up. And they revert back to some strategy or whatever, or they just stop posting as a whole. It's like this is an ongoing process. You will never arrive at, oh, I'm an amazing content creator. This is a whole journey in itself. And that is what I coach through. I coach you through creating soulful content in conjunction with your evolution as becoming the whole woman. There are parts of you that have evolved and you probably haven't shared about it, and I want to coach you through sharing about it. And through that process, you are going to effortlessly attract people into your world. Effortlessly. They will be like, give me everything that you create. Sign me up for every single offer. I want what you have. How do I get it? Send me the link. Okay. I love you so much. Mwah. Have the best night and go create something that comes straight from your soul. And I will see you soon.